Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happy, healthy, and peaceful life. Based on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, my question and God's answers, and 108 mantras. And our today's session is how to receive wisdom from God. How to get that wisdom, the supreme wisdom from God. Pranam to Hariharji Maharaj for his blessings, for bringing us together this morning. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. And whatever you see on this page, all the books, CDs, which are #1 bestseller on Amazon, and also this Zoom session or spreading the Gita's message in conferences, in online, in person, one-to-one, etc. It's all blessing from Guruji and Lord Krishna. So thank you very much for bringing us together. And the contents of today's session is path to ultimate wisdom. Which path is that? And Lord Krishna explains here is the path of love, which takes us to light. And from light, we get the liberation. So it's based on chapter 10, verse 10 and 11. What is the true wisdom? Who and how does God give wisdom? What are the barriers for us to receive the wisdom? And what are the benefits once we receive it? But how can we practice? So we get the homework to practice it. And our sankalpa, our mantra for today is, I accept God's guidance, God's messages. And then it will follow with meditation and question and answers. So let's all pray together to Lord Krishna to seek for his guidance very humbly and surrender to him. The same way as Arjuna did when Arjuna lost his composure, his heroism, and asked Lord Krishna that please guide me because I cannot engage in this war of Kurukshetra where my near loved ones and near and dear ones are arid. So let's all pray to him, and with his blessing, we learn what to do in this world, how to follow our dharma, what to do, what not to do. So let's go on this blissful journey of self-transformation, self-purification, and experience who am I. So let's all get together and seek for his guidance. Karpanye dosho pahat svabhava paschami tvam dharma samud cheta yachyasyani nishchitam bruhitan me shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapanyam shishyaste ham shadi mam tvam prapanyam. My composure, my heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure. And my mind is confused about my duty, dharma, what I should do, what I should not do. So please guide me what to do, not what am I asking. I need your guidance, that what is best for me. So I humbly request, because I am your disciple. So let's all become his disciple and look for his guidance. So after listening Lord Krishna, his request, he poured his blessing on him with the timeless wisdom, which is for the entire mankind. And we are enjoying and we are learning from it. So based on Guruji's, Hariharji Maharaj's many quotations, I put this together, which says the Gita is the infinite wisdom which guides us step by step what to do and what not to do and how to do it. But by doing that, following our dharma and doing the righteous things, we can transform ourselves and go beyond this Maya. Though we live in this Prakriti with eternal happiness, peace, Anandam, but also experience my true nature, Satchit Ananda, who I am. So Lord Krishna spoke about 574 verses out of 700 verses which Gita has. And this path to God and self-realization has been divided mainly in 3 yogas: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So first 6 chapters were Karma Yoga, how to perform our duty with love and compassion for the benefit of the universe, Sarva Bhut Hiterata, with wisdom, with Jnana. And now we are on the second part of the yogas, which is a Bhakti Yoga, where Lord explains that everything in this universe is me. Because of me, I'm the cause, I'm the bija of giving the birth to this whole universe, Prakriti, nature, Vasudev Sarvamiti. But how to experience him? And how to stay in his consciousness, because he also guides us. So in chapter 8, we take the mantra Om. This is what he says, Om iti aksharam Brahma. So with the help of Om, in every moment of our life, with every breath, we experience his presence. And he does not stop here. Lord Arjuna had many questions, and Lord Krishna continued to answer. And then he takes him to next chapter 9, Raj Vidya Raj Guru Yoga, the most profound secret and sacred knowledge. And he gives you many secrets. And now we are on the chapter 10, where we will further learn how to remove our ignorance. Like an onion, every layer of the onion is removed until the essence of onion, the sweetest part of onion, is reached. Similarly, we are removing one layer by layer with God's help, with the Bhagavad Gita's help, and moving toward experiencing who I am. I am Satchit Ananda. So the path to God and self-realization with the timeless wisdom for the entire universe. So we have crossed chapter 9, where Lord Krishna explains many different secrets he discloses. And now we are on the 10th chapter. I call it 10th grade because the 18 chapters is, to me, it's like doing a PhD. Like we go from undergraduates and high school and junior high and elementary. So we are now in the high school on the 10th grade, which is the name of the yoga is Vibhuti Yoga. Path of knowing God's glories. Vibhuti means his manifestations, where God is everything and everything is God, where he truly explains it, what it means. Though we have been studying, we have been listening from until now, Vasudev Sarvam Iti. But now he further explains, gives us the explanation that he's the cause of all the causes. God is omnipotent. He's everywhere, omniscient, omnipresent. He's everywhere. His presence is felt everywhere. So he takes all the vibhutis and he explains he's the best of the best. Among the mantras, he's the Gayatri mantra. About the gods, he's the Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu is the main, and then he's a pure energy. He comes in the form of Vishnu. And then he explains that everything in the universe, like the highest of the creatures, like lion is the king of forest, jungle. So he says, I am in lion, I am the lion, I am the Arjuna, I am the wisdom, I am the highest of the highest of everything. So I named this chapter is that God is the best of the best. And it comes from my question and God's answers. So again, we are on the most easiest path, the Bhakti Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga means with love and compassion. And Hariharji Maharaj said, this is the most easiest, the highest, and the fastest method to attain God. And many other saints have said, and the commentators have said, and who has been experiencing. And Bhakti Yoga is the heart. And prior to that, the chapter 10, which is the God explains all of his creation. Because until now, he has explained the secret, but he continues to give more secrets. And now he's telling us how to live in the consciousness of God, because he has been saying over and over. And here he explains that everything in the universe is because of me. Whatever you see around, the mountains, it's me, the birds, me, the plants, the trees, everything in the universe. So he made it so simple for us that you don't have to go out of your way because of your busy schedule, busy time with families, with your job, with many other responsibilities. Just simply remember me whenever you see something, even in water, I'm Varun Devta. In Agni, I am Brahma. So anything and everything, you feel the heat, you feel the cold, you are feeling me. And then this is a very popular verse. Tesham Satya Yuktayam Bhaitam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yen Mamu Pentite, which is further explained here. that those who are ever united with me through devotion and love, they worship me with love, I grant the yoga of understanding to them. I give them an integral wisdom, the transcendental knowledge, the divine knowledge, by which they come to me, by which they attain me. So he talks about here the knowledge. We are talking about the wisdom, the supreme wisdom. But in order for us to understand the supreme wisdom, we have to know the type of wisdom, type of knowledge. There are many knowledges. Like we get the data, there's a knowledge, there's a information, worldly, whatever we learn in colleges, in school, to gain our good job and continue to study to promote ourselves and learn about our field. There's a worldly knowledge where Lord Krishna says that apara vidya. There's a worldly knowledge, but ultimate knowledge, the wisdom, the supreme knowledge, which the true knowledge. And that's where Lord Krishna is speaking about here. So in short, the knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. So we try to express our knowledge, but when we listen, we are connecting with our inner being and listening. That's why Lord Krishna also says, I am silent. So whenever we are practicing the silence, which means we are close to Lord God, Lord Krishna. So what is this true knowledge? What is this transcendental knowledge? The science of oneness of body, mind, and soul. This is the knowledge which gives us the understanding that who am I? What is the purpose of my life? How to attain it? What is life? What is death? And what is enlightenment? And both the creator and the creation, the nature, the prakriti, the body, and the supreme power is the same. And we are made with this matter and energy, which we have learned before. We are Jiva Atma. Jiva, this body, the Atma. When we get Atma and body are together, we are called Jiva Atma. And what is the relationship with body? Because body is just the body. When we die, it is called body. But when the Atma is in it, we call Jiva Atma. It has our name affiliated with me. So like I am Satya right now, that after the time of death, nobody will call me Satya anymore. They say body. When is the body? Is going to the funeral home. When is the funeral? All those, they relate to the body. And then Atma. Atma is the fragment of the supreme power, the Paramatma. And then it guides us that Atma is everlasting, but the body is the temporary. So we should enjoy practicing it and experiencing it and realizing this knowledge, because it is the most secret and sacred knowledge. And where it says, we learn through this, I am God and so is everyone else. I am Satchitananda and everybody's creation. So here you can see the creation in the everything in the universes. Nature and the creator are together. And here the attributes of the God. Lord Krishna explains in this chapter that whatever the attributes we have, forgiveness, calmness, silence, anger, upsetness, sadness, it's all the attributes of God. So whenever we feel something, doesn't mean that why am I feeling sad? That's a part of nature. That's what he says, it all comes from me. So all the attributes of good and bad, this love, devotion, it's all attributes of God. So now we can go back after learning what is a worldly knowledge and what is a supreme knowledge, the differences. Here we can understand this better now, that how to attain true wisdom and what are its benefit. And here Lord Krishna says, I give wisdom to my devotees who live in the consciousness of love. Tesham satatat yuktanam bhajtam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jen mamu pyantite. I give this wisdom, buddhi yoga, this intellect we have with senses, with intellect, and beyond the intellect, there is an Atma. So I give them a connection. I connect their intellect. Mind is below the intellect, which is the slave of senses. So I give the wisdom to intellect. I connect Atma, Paramatma with the intellect. And who I do that to? Who do I give this to? People who practice love, who live in the consciousness of love and worship me with love. I grant the divine knowledge, this divine knowledge, transcendental knowledge and wisdom. And what kind of wisdom I give them? So they come to me, they attain me, they truly experience me. But here is this satatat, tesham satatata yuktanam, who are always living in the consciousness of God with love. And I put this one, this is a very popular one. You will hear that example from many saints, that our love and devotion should be like a lady, villager lady, who in the village, that lady who goes and brings the water from far away and have that pot, that matka on her head like that. And then sometimes you see people in the villages, they don't even hold the matka, they're just walking because they have so much concentration, and with the balance of their concentration, matka doesn't even move, and then the water doesn't fall off. So this is where the example is like a mother always thinks about the baby without any expectations. That's the kind of love God is talking about. So whenever we worship, we should worship with love and compassion. The other part here is, he's talking about the nature here. So whatever we see, we should express our love and compassion. Now the question comes, many times when we are dealing with people, especially in relationship, then it's hard to express the love when somebody might be otherwise very abusive or could be very condescending, blaming, whatever. When we are with difficult people, then expressing the love toward them sometimes is shaken. We go into the negativity mode at that time. And Lord Krishna says specifically that this is the litmus test for you. You continue to express your love toward them, perform your duty, whatever you need to do it, go beyond it. Because whatever behavior they are portraying with you, this is my play, this is my lila, this is the litmus test I'm giving you. You must pass, don't get downward toward the negativity. So two things happen while those kind of situations come. One, we become more and more experience of dealing the difficult situations. So this is a learning lesson for us. This whole universe is a big school for us where we are learning every day. So also the other part is, this is because of my karmas, I'm paying back to this person. I might have treated this person similarly in my previous lives. And that's where God has put me together to pay off my loans. So two things I'm learning from these exercises, these experiences, and also paying back the loan of my karmas. Just like, we take the loan for the mortgage or many other loans from the bank, and every month we give the installments. Here we give the installments of our paying back to our karmas. So always think about it whenever you are into difficult situations, that still our job is only one: express and deal with those people with love and compassion. Now, sometimes you have to be tough, sometimes you have to be expressing yourself, but very positively with love and compassion. And sometimes you have to be very assertive, because you do not want to be abused. You don't want to be a doormat. As Lord Krishna never blame or talked about Duryodhana to Arjuna. He says, Arjuna, you focus on your duty and follow your dharma, not because of what Kauravas are doing or what Duryodhana is doing. Similarly, what other people do, we still express our love, but does not mean that we put up with nonsense. Here, like the war was imminent to bring the righteousness. Similarly, sometimes we have to make tough decisions, but we should not divert from love and compassion, because that's what we are. We are part of it. God is love. We are love. And then Lord Krishna says, God gives wisdom, that light, who live in the consciousness of love. So here he says again, Tesham ev anukamparth aham jnanajitama nashyami aham atmabhavasto jnana deepen bhastva. Out of mere compassion for them, I dwell within their inner psychic heart. Because once we have a heart in our love in our heart, he says, I live there as consciousness and destroys the darkness, the born of ignorance by the luminous lamp of wisdom. So when we are in negative mode, thinking negatively, then what happens? Suppose we are angry, we are upset, we cannot see that light. We are upset. We are disconnected with the supreme power. So, but when we fill our heart with love, then the negativity dissolves. All the toxins in the body dissolve, and we are calm and we are silent like a calm lake, and we can see all the way under the ground, clearly through the water, what is in the bottom. Similarly, when we are calm, we can hear the voice of God. So that's where God, he's saying that love will dissolve all of your negativity in your heart. So God gives wisdom to his devotees, self-knowledge, who live in the consciousness of love. That light of wisdom comes, then they go to liberation. In other words, they are totally connected with me. They experience the oneness with me. In other words, they experience who they are. So here it says, true wisdom begins and ends with God. So again, if all is that, I explain what stops us to get that wisdom. But here in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, verse 62 and 63, which is the bottom, which is the source of all the giving us why we turn into negative behavior. What happens to us? Here it says, when we are really stressed out, we are these worldly desires, these insomnia, anger, desires, where this is expressed. But Lord Krishna, here it says, Dhyayato Vishyan Punsa Sangasteshu Jayate, Sanga Sanjayate, Kama Kama Krodho Vijayate. Our worldly desires, if we don't get it, we get angry, we get very upset. That's a Krodha Vijayate. Because we are attached to those desires. When we think about something, we get attached to it. And then if we don't get it, Krodha. And then Krodha, we become more upset, the more we want those things, because more we are thinking about it. And then when we are angry, what happens? We forget who we are. Smriti Vibhrama. Smriti Vibhrama, Buddhi Nasha. Here he's talking about Buddhi Nasha. What disturbs our intellect? We become the slave of mind. We are influenced by the mind, and mind is slave of the senses. And the mind and senses, like for example, if I want to eat something, my desire, my craving, I don't get it. I'm thinking about it. All the time thinking about that particular food. Or if I have something materialistic, other things, if I don't get it, if my desire does not get fulfilled, if my children don't behave according to my desires, if they don't call, if they are busy with themselves, I'm just thinking negatively now. I'm become kind of upset with them. That called attachment, because my desire, my expectations from them have turned into attachment, and I'm feeling bad. When I'm feeling bad, I am upset. Then what happens? I get angry. My love toward them become tarnished because I'm upset. Though I deeply love them, but on the superficially, I do get upset. Why? So all this sadness, sorrow, hurt creates what? Confusion. Buddhi nasha pranashati. Confused. And that's where Lord says here. He actually explained in chapter 2. Buddhi yukto jahatiye ubhe sukra dushkrate tasmad yoga yugasya yoga karme sukoshlam. So whatever you do, work with do not have expectations. Just do your best with the love and compassion and let go. Those people, I connect their buddhi, their intellect with Atma, supreme power, and then they can attain me. So how to develop the eternal love? There's a beautiful story, and actually I heard this from Bhagavati ji, and it touched my heart. So I always go into that one, how to connect heart-to-heart connection. Live in mindfulness of love and compassion. Live in love and compassion in every activity and every moment of life. And the story is that there was 3 saints were roaming around, going through the one place to another, and there was a jungle on the way. So they saw a light in one of the home, and they go and knock on that door because they were hungry. They needed a space to stay at night. So they asked the lady. Lady opened the door, and they said that they want to come inside because they are hungry. They need some food. And the lady says, sorry, I cannot bring you in because my husband is not home yet. So when the husband comes home, then lady goes back and she tells them, okay, now you can come in. And those 3 saints say, we do not come together. only one. We come at a time, only one. And their name was love. One was love, one was prosperity, and one was peace. So she goes back home and she says, okay, there are three saints. One is love, one is prosperity, and one is peace. Which one we should bring home? And husband says, bring the prosperity. I work so hard during the day, so then it will give me some relief. So bring the prosperity. At the same time, woman says, no, I need peace because I work so hard and I'm face so many difficulties. So I want peace. And their 6-year-old daughter was listening to this conversation. And since she was kind of not neglected, but did not get enough time because father was working, mother was busy, like nowadays the same thing happened. So she says, I don't need money, I don't need prosperity, I don't need peace, I want love. So family agreed and she went back and told the same thing to the saints, that we need love. So please, love, come with me inside. And then all of a sudden, all the three men come together. And lady says, you told me only one will come, but you are all the three, love, prosperity, and wisdom, all are coming. Peace is coming. And then they said, when there is a love, then there is prosperity, wisdom, and peace automatically comes together. So everything is followed by love. So start your day with love, spend your day with love, and end your day with love. That's what Satya Sai Baba says. So he says, love all, and whatever you do, serve all. But whatever service you do, put love and compassion. So it's a time to practice love and compassion. So here, see God through his creation in every situation. Feel his presence through your intuitions, through listen to his messages, through your inner voice. Worship him every moment by serving this creation with love and devotion, without any personal motives and negativity and complaints. But how can we do that? Start our day start your day with love, with with positivity, with mantras, with reading some good comments or autography, or reading Bhagavad Gita, Guru Granth Sahib, Ramayana, whatever you are accustomed to, or whatever resonates with you. Take a one mantra, one message. You don't have to read the big things like Guruji always said. Guruji used to tell me, he told me to read Bhagavad Gita. And I said, it's very difficult. I don't understand. He says, beta, or read only 3 verses a day. Or if you can do that, just only one verse. It's not just take a one word, Gita, Gita, Gita. You will learn the tyaga of anger, greed, attachment, everything will follow. So just take a one word. If nothing else, you can do that. And then make sure you take care of your body, your mind, and connect with the supreme power by exercising, by pranayam, by doing yoga asana and meditation and prayers. But the message here is 100% God. I love this image. It helps me so much. Always it reminds me that always live in the consciousness of God through the breath, through thinking about him, through the pranayam. And then during the day, live in the consciousness of God, wisdom, love. And that love will take us to light of that wisdom, liberation. And finally, we will experience our true nature, Satchit Anand. And here is the God is the ultimate wisdom. So be connected. So during the day, in the evenings, as here it shows their 30 days planner, that the whole day activity, that after practicing during the day, we should evaluate how should I do it? What else I need to do? How can I improve myself? And then practice, 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 and do your best. And finally, we will get to that ultimate Satchit Anand beyond birth, death, with our faith, with surrender. And then, Sarv Dharman Paritajye Mamekam Sharanam Braj Aham Tvam Sarpapebhyo Mokshashyami Masuti. These are the prayers when we go to bed, before going to bed. So our homework is be aware and ask myself, yourself, self-inquiry. Do I have a supreme goal of self-realization? And that comes in every homework, just a reminder. And live in 100% in God's consciousness. And then mindful of love and compassion. Am I aware of God's messages? Here is the God speaks to us all the time. We should be calm, listening to his messages and then act upon it, because he is omnipotent. He's giving us the messages. He's everywhere. He's omniscient. He comes to us through many, many different channels, and he's present everywhere. So God is the source of everything. He's in kan kan chan chan. So our sankalpa is, I look for God's messages. I listen to his messages. I accept the signs from God's wisdom. If I live in the awareness of God, he's always talking to me, because my inner being is talking to me. And when I am living in this his consciousness, I feel happy. And my body is healthy. My mind is peaceful. And I am so connected. I feel like I'm totally connected with Supreme Power. So our sankalpa here is not worldly desires, not kamnas tattva. There is not the worldly desires, but with the Supreme Power. That's what my sankalpa is. And then shanai shanai uppar mein. Little by little, my mind, my intellect will get more connected here. Atma sansam, mana kritvana kinchit api chintet. Thinking nothing else, everything thinking with God, compassion, love. And then by doing this, ultimately sprout, the seed of love will become the little plant to tree, will bear the flowers and the fruits. And then I will be able to spread my love to others. Because प्रेम जब अनंत हो गया तो रोम रोम संत हो गया. When my body is filled with love, then every vibration from my body automatically will be filled with love and compassion. I don't have to speak. My language will be with love and compassion. But all this is done with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, learning from Lord Krishna. So it's not a quick fix. So we must have a patience. So God's grace is the ultimate. Wisdom comes only with God's grace. Then Lord Krishna says, I give this, I give this grace with my grace. Only when I give the grace, then you fulfill your commitment with love, and my commitment to you is I will give you the grace, with my kripa, you will be connected. So just work as you serve me. I will take care of you. So just do whatever you need to do it. So thank God for his grace, his blessings. So thank you very much to attain how to receive wisdom from God and go beyond, get the freedom from pains and miseries and experience our eternal happiness, healthy body, peaceful mind, peaceful life. So thank you very much for attending. Thank you, thank you, thank you.